Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. We got a new album on Frontiers Records. It's the second album from this band known as Spirits of Fire. Embrace the Unknown. Of course, this is the band put together by Serafino Perugino, consisting of Chris Caffrey on guitars. Of course, Chris from Savatage and Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Steve DiGiorgio on bass from Testament, formerly of Death, formerly of Iced Earth and Sadus. Mark Zonder on drums, formerly of Fate's Warning, and none other than brand new vocalist Fabio Leone, formerly of Angra and Rhapsody of Fire. Also plays with Luca Turilli in his version of Rhapsody, right? Fabio, really great power metal singer. And this is the brand new Spirits of Fire album. Let's take a look at this. Hot off the presses. Of course, some of you may remember the debut album had none other than Tim Ripper Owens on vocals. Tim is not participating in the band going forward. Okay, so there you got Fabio. There you got Mr. Caffrey, my childhood friend. There you got Mr. DiGiorgio, Mr. Zonder, legendary drummer, right? You got full lyrics and information, so on and so forth. Produced by Aldo Lonobile. TMH Studios recorded. So this was put together basically over the last year or so during this COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, it's funny, they did not, we knew a while back that Ripper was not going to be participating in the project going forward, but they kept the whole who's going to be the new singer pretty secretive for quite a while, and then they announced it late in 2021. So pretty cool, because Fabio's a pretty notable singer. Ironically, on this album, I've been listening to albums with Fabio Leone for quite a long time, and I think it's really cool to hear him sing in somewhat of a different style throughout a good chunk of this album. I mean, this is a pretty heavy, aggressive album, and he's singing pretty heavy and aggressive. In fact, if you like the debut album, I mean, he's not that far removed from what Tim Ripper Owens was doing on the first album, although I think his voice, Fabio's voice on here, is a little bit more controlled and actually fits the songs a little bit better. But he's got that Ripper, Rob Halford, Ralph Sheepers from Primal Fear kind of thing going on here, mixed with his own normal sounding voice, but he's definitely very aggressive. He does kind of like the more operatic thing in spots on a few tunes as well. But 12 tracks here, just over an hour. All the songs written by the guys in the band. I spoke to Chris Caffrey. If you haven't seen the interview I did with Chris a couple of weeks ago, he talks a lot about the kind of putting this album together and the songwriting, coming up with the riffs and all that sort of thing, and how they all kind of worked, obviously not together in one place, but got this album done. 12 tracks. Again, it's pretty heavy. I think Chris has come up with some really, really good, heavy, muscular riffing on the album. There's lots of soloing, great rhythm section, and Fabio sounds terrific. Some of my favorite songs, Into the Mirror is absolutely killer. I love the title track. Sea of Change is one of the more mellow tunes on the album. That's kind of moody. It's more of a ballad type of piece. You got the lethal Shapes of a Fragile Mind, which is another one of my favorites. Has a killer riff from Caffrey. I love House of Pain. Hearts in the Sand is another really good one. Out in the Rain, which is the closing track, that's like 7+ minutes. Really kind of brooding, moody type of piece. I really like that a lot. It's got a really great vocal from Fabio. Nice guitar solo from Chris. What else? Resurrection is another killer heavy metal track. A Second Chance, the opener, just kind of smashes the album in and takes you by the throat right off the bat. It's a heavy album. I would say, trying to compare this to anything, I mean, it's not that far removed from the first album. I think maybe the songs are a little tighter on this album, which I kind of like. But if you love heavy stuff like the heavier latter period Savatage, or, some of the heavier Primal Fear stuff, and especially more recent Judas Priest, that's kind of what this reminds me of. All right, maybe even the Dr. Butcher album. Chris often talks a lot about how he always wanted to do a second Dr. Butcher album with John Oliva, and you kind of get the impression that some of the stuff he's been using for the Spirits of Fire albums could have potentially been a Dr. Butcher album at some point. But we got to hear, and the production's really good on this. It's a great sounding album. Like I said, it's very melodic, but still heavy. Great vocals, a lot of good guitar work. Bass and drums are off the charts, as always. I mean, these are 4 absolute professionals. I would love to see these guys play live. I think it would be really cool. And the artwork is really interesting, kind of very similar to the artwork of the first album. So Embrace the Unknown, brand new from Spirits of Fire, Mark Zonder, Steve DiGiorgio, Chris Caffrey, and Fabio Leone. That's basically a super group right there. Hopefully we'll see more from them in the future. But for now, this is hot off the presses. Dig it. 12 tracks, just over an hour of molten heavy metal, power metal, whatever you want to call it, classic metal, melodic metal. Pretty heavy stuff, though. Really cool. Check it out. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Easy 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. Like I said, the songs that I would recommend you check out are Shapes of a Fragile Mind, House of Pain, Out in the Rain, and probably Into the Mirror and Resurrection. But man, they're all really strong. So a lot of good riffing going on here. Good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Pete Pardo. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content. We've got the links below also to our Ko-Fi page as well as our merch page to get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. So thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. Check it out. Frontiers Records, Spirits of Fire. We'll see you real soon here on Sea of Tranquility. Bye-bye.